Assalamu alaikum. So I'm in the car technically right now, and I wanted to continue the emphasis of why is this so important. Well, excuse me. Let's look at this. Let's see where Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, where we started off recapping it. I had two ayats come to me as an inspiration, and I've been wanting to know all along, pretty much. And Alhamdulillah, I received the answer today. So the first ayat, of course, recap, is a discussion making us understand what happened with the very first human being, Adam, Adam al-Islam, father, right? What's it called? And his wife would be the mother. That's our real parents, right? So with Father Adam al-Islam, when he was in the garden, he, you know, he lacked two things. One was the determination, whatever word it is in Arabic that describes that word, which we should actually study that word. But it was determination. Determination to what is another question in itself. But the second part was the answer that I received today. So first he lacked the determination, and the second part was he was caused to forget, right? He was caused to forget. But what was it that he was caused to forget? So now, this is the first ayat, right? Lacked the determination and was caused to forget, and then that's where he fell from Jannah, right? And from heaven, or from the peace, or the state of peace. So the other ayat is, Subhanallah, 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 Subhanallah. Oh my goodness, wow. Second ayat is Iblis, right? The pride, right? The prideful one, and the khabis one. What was his challenge to humanity? His challenge to humanity, or the pride which challenges humanity, is what? That we would be ungrateful. That's this ungrateful part that's mentioned when Iblis, the kibr, the kabisya, challenged humanity. He challenged humanity with what? Being able to not be grateful. It is humanity, when we're ungrateful, that's when we fall out of the state of peace. What happens when you're ungrateful? You're no longer in the state of peace. So just in this dunya alone, when you're ungrateful to Allah, for example, let's just say you didn't get the car that you wanted, you're being ungrateful for what you already have. And that causes you to be in a turmoil. You're angry, You want to be, maybe you see somebody else and you're jealous of what they have because you want what they have too. So you're ungrateful for what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already given to you. But what's the remedy now? What's the remedy? The remedy to being grateful is to be grateful in itself, right? And there's two parts to it now. Come to Allah, do your astaghfir, right? Seek to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala your astaghfir, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive him or her. What's it called? For the person, or maybe yourself, inshallah. It's for you and your family that you're praying for, your loved ones, right? Because that's what Allah says. On the day of, the greatest losers are those who don't have their family, right? Pray for others. Pray for yourself. And once you make that astaghfir, then now you can ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Rabbil Alameen, please give me that which I need. And please, maybe you can even ask like I do. I say, give me that which I need, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please, may you give me that which I need. And may you also give me that which I want. And guess what happens every single time? I get that which I need, and I get that which I want in perfection, in due time. Sometimes quicker, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also the expediter. So he is all amazing things at once. But do not be ungrateful, because if you're ungrateful, guess what? You are already in the state of despair, in the state of turmoil, and that's not what you need as a human being. Okay, that's not what we're caused for. We are caused to be intellectual humans, like a creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that's intellectual, that knows that every single thing is planned in perfection by the only one who's perfect, by the only one who deserves praise. So don't do those two things, okay? Don't be ungrateful, okay? Do not be caused to be forgetting the fact that you should be grateful for everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could have made only one cattle, one type of animal for us to eat, one type of fruit, one type of vegetable. But you know what? No, He says He created the whole entire dunya and everything that's on it for us. So think about all the things. Does anybody ever think how every single raindrop that falls, or every single water that you use to go ahead and cleanse yourself, how it just goes ahead and disappears into the other one? And it's transparent, but it's there, and we use it. It's the number one thing. That is a treasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bismillah. Bismi means rain clouds. That's the barakah of Allah that comes from up above. And it's not only that, but you know what else is the barakah of Allah? Every single time you turn to Him in the books, in His kalam, the very first thing that He created, which is the word, kalam, word. When you turn to that, in it is a guidance. And then what happens once you receive the guidance? You receive the light. Your life is filled with light. It's like almost like whatever you need that you were seeking, that you didn't know where it was, you don't know how to get it done, you don't know what to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is almost like, it's like when you get lost and you need a flashlight, or it's dark and you need a flashlight and you need to find something. That's it. That book is pretty much your flashlight. It's showing you where everything is. So turn to the book. And I know, verily, that's why YouTube constricts me. Because above the YouTube is something, astaghfirullah, greater than that, but lesser than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all means. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most high. So now we've understood two things that we need to know at all times. The most amazing thing happened to us today. We were off to a meeting, my spouse and I. And as we went to the meeting, of course, we don't want to disclose things. We are just professional as it is when we're in the workplace, and then, when we're off to a meeting. So I prayed before I went in with the gentleman, and I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first, Ya Rabbil Alameen, forgive my spouse and I. That's the first thing we do. We ask for forgiveness. The second thing is, then we asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Rabbil Alameen, can you remove the kibr from us, which is the pride? Can you remove the pride from us so that this meeting doesn't become salty? Because the other individual is in a high-ranking, place too, and so are we in terms of the business that we were, connecting. So every single one of us has pride. So that's the first thing that I asked Allah. I said, excuse me, remove the pride from within each one of us. Give us joy, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we sit down, we're looking for peace, we're looking for joy, not happiness. Happiness is temporal. Joy comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So we ask for joy. And then we ask for the rest. We asked Al-Razak. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's name is, Al-Razak. We're like making dhikr of Al-Razak at that time, Provide us, Al-Razak, provide us, what's it called, financial aspects through the people that we're going to go ahead and have a meeting with, Give us Rahman, give us Rahim. We are making dhikr on the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And guess what? The most unbelievable thing happened. It worked. Unbelievable. We had joy in the office. We had love in the office meeting. We had, monetary aspects coming from them. And everything was perfect. We had love. Like, it was unbelievable, and halal love, by the way. So you remember the al-wadud, we just, the one thing that I would advise every single person is know the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And most importantly, at nighttime, okay? Astaghfirullah. If you could not put your head on the ground before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that's what He's looking for, by the way. Because He wants you to feel that peace. The greatest peace that you can have, trust me, is in sujood. Ask Him for what you want in sujood. I'm not even kidding you. At nighttime, right? Turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What I couldn't do last night astaghfirullah, or what I didn't do is, put my head down on the ground. But as I was in the bed, I kept making istighfar at night. I kept making istighfar at night. I kept making istighfar at night. And what I did was I kept remembering Allah and I kept saying Alhamdulillah. Right? And I fell asleep like that. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. So that's me, and I just wanted to tell you this. I wanted to share to you the key to being successful in this dunya and the key to being successful in the akhirah. Akhirah is the only thing that matters, and I'm signing off.